Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balaba Girivaradari Gopijana Balaba Girivaradari Gopijana Balaba Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava Asasaki ki jai Shri Chaitanya Chandradaya Mandir ki jai Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Wow. Like a racehorse. There we go. Srimad Bhagavatam, I'm thinking in Spanish. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.8. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto of all the different Manus, chapter 12, Mohini Morti bewilders Lord Shiva. Yeah. Text number 8, in the prayers by Lord Shiva. Ekas tvameva sarasat dvayam advayam cha Shvarnam krita kritam iveha navastu beda Ajnan natastvai janair vihito vikalpo Yasmad guna vyatikaro nirupadikasya Boliye. Ekastvam eva sadasattvayam advayam cha. Svarnam krita kritameva vastu veda. Ajnanatastvai vihito vikalpo. Yasma guna vyatikaro niropadikasya. Ekastvameva sarasattvayam advayam cha. Svarnam kritakritam imeha navastu baira. Ajnanatastvai janair vihitam vikalpo. Yasma guna vyatikaro nirupadikasya. Ekastvamada satvayam advayam mecha. Svarnam krita kritam yeha navastu veda. Ajnanatastvai janair vihito vikalpo. Yasma guna vyatikaro nirupadikasya. Ekaha, the one only, Tvam, your lordship, Eva, indeed, Sat, which is existing as the effect, Asat, which is non-existent as the cause. Interesting. Dvayam, both of them. Advayam, without duality. Cha, and Svarnam, gold. Krita, manufactured into different forms. Akritam, the original source of gold. The gold mine. Eva, like, Iha, in this world. Na, not, Vastu Vedaha, difference in the substance. Ajnanantaha, only because of ignorance. Tvai, unto you, Krishna. Janai, by the general mass of people. Vihitaha, it should be done. Vikalpaha, differentiation. Yasmat, because of. Guna vyatikaraha, free from the differences created by the material modes of nature. Nirupadikasya, without any material design. Ekastvam evasada sat dvayam advayam cha shvarnam krita kritam iveha ina vastu vedaha ajnanatas tvai janair vihito vikalpa yasma guna vyatikaro nirupadikasya. My dear Lord, your lordship alone is the cause and effect. Therefore, although you appear to be two, you are the absolute one, as there is no difference between the gold of the gold ornament and the gold in the gold mine. There is no difference between cause and effect. Yeah, okay? Both of them are the same. Only because of ignorance do people concoct differences and dualities. You are free from material contamination. And since the entire cosmos is caused by you and cannot exist without you, it is an effect of your transcendental qualities. Thus, the conception that Brahman is true and the world is false cannot be maintained. Okay. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, so this is the basic principle of Prabhupada's purports. He's taking from the previous acharyas. There's a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam by Vishwanath Chakravarti. Right? Because if you just try and take the Sanskrit by itself, it's going to be really hard. Very difficult. It's extremely elevated Sanskrit. The Ramayana is like conversational Sanskrit. You can talk like that, Mama Nama Hanumat Presaka Swami. Bhavatu Nama Kim. Mama Nama. What's your name? Huh? What is your name? Janitai Das. Oh, yes, okay. Yeah. You see, Bhavatu Nama Kim. We have a conversational Sanskrit course you can take, from children from the 1st to 3rd grade, right? It's available, And then and now it's also coming, it's conversational like that, so on. So Ramayana is conversational level Sanskrit, The Mahabharata is a little bit more difficult, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the most difficult. Very subtle, very sophisticated. There are words that occur in Srimad Bhagavatam that don't occur any place else in the Vedas. Right? No place else. So how do you know what they mean? Parampara, like that. So it's coming down. So the commentaries are essential. So there's a commentary that Prabhupada uses by Vishwanath Chakravarti. And you'll see later in this purport he's talking about Viraghava Acharya, who's not in our Sampradaya, but we accept his commentary. What is the oldest commentary that we have? Huh? No, Vyasadeva wrote it. Sridhar Swami. Sridhar Chaitanya talking about Sridhar Swami. And he's maybe like, 14th century or something like that. But Madhvacharya also has his commentary, which is older. So why don't we include that? Because he didn't comment on the whole thing. He picked out certain parts like that and so on. Usually, how's it go now? And Jiva Goswami has a commentary too. Okay. Maybe Bhakti Siddhanta. Yeah. So usually in the purports, Prabhupada will include the commentary of Jiva Goswami. But if you look at the translations, they're not always like exactly what's in the word by word. So Prabhupada is also including the commentary of Sridhar Swami in the texts. Sridhar Swami's commentaries he kind of includes in the text sometimes, and Jiva Goswami's in the purports like that. Okay. So Radhika Raman Das and Krishna Kshetra Prabhu, they graduated from Oxford. Okay, Oxford, like that, yes. And then they're wondering, okay, what do we do with these diplomas now? Well, we should write something because people will accept it because we're, scholars. Well, what do we write about? Well, I guess we should write about Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what Gaudiya Vaishnavas are famous. Just like if you ask the Pope, have you heard of the Bible? it's like so one of the biggest jokes you can make. The Pope has heard of the Bible. Yeah, I've heard of the Bible. Yeah, okay. So the Catholics are famous. Christians are famous for the Bible. Okay. So we're famous for the Srimad Bhagavatam. So what did they do? They did a book on Srimad Bhagavatam in the modern world, like how it's being applied in music and dance and things like that and so on. And so Columbia University Press accepted it as a what do you call it, proposition, and they said they would publish it. That's very difficult to get Columbia University Press to publish one of your books, okay? But then they wrote back to them and said, but many people may not have access to the Bhagavatam, a scholarly edition. So can you extract out important sections and give a summary of the whole thing, and then extract out important highlights like that? Yeah, of course we can do this. But it's a big project. Most people leave their body before they finish translating Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Mahabharata, it's almost guaranteed. You always see the Mahabharata, the last 1/3 of this was finished by so-and-so's disciples. So these are such big works. But anyway, they got this contract. But they were afraid. They were afraid that when they started to give this scholarly translation, they'd have to say something different than Prabhupada said, because Prabhupada's a fanatic, Hare Krishna, and God's only God's a person, Krishna's supreme. Okay. But so they went ahead like scholars, so on. And first thing they discovered was that whatever Prabhupada does is simply what the acharyas have said. He's not really inventing anything. He may include LSD in the list when there's no LSD in Bhaktisiddhanta's list of intoxicants and stuff like that and so on, But basically, like his commentary, you can see that's the thing he's adding, like a little perspective. But the basic text is simply what our acharyas said. So if Prabhupada's a fanatic, then our acharyas are a fanatic. Okay. Next proposition. There's a word, and we're translating the word as Vishnu, Supreme Lord, Supreme Person, But it also can be translated as, the absolute, the unlimited, these kind of things, Okay, you go back to the Vedic dictionaries, which are accepted as authorities. What are some of the Vedic dictionaries, the traditional ones? You should learn something here. Get a college going here in Chicago. Yeah. Amarakosh. What else does Prabhupada mention? Nirukti. These are given by great sages that have gone through and made dictionaries and definitions. And we accept them. Everyone does. So they were surprised that the Vaishnava translation is always the first meaning, like that, And the impersonal meaning is always like a secondary one. So what we're doing is actually what Prabhupada says. It is Acharyas say, this is the way the Vedas actually stand like that. And when he presents something else, it's for a certain time, a certain place, certain kind of people. The Tamasic Puranas are talking to people in the mode of ignorance. Hey fella, you should get a job, take a bath, get a motorcycle, get a house, and you're going to have a good-looking wife. So the Tamasic Puranas are trying to inspire people to come into the mode of passion. And the passionate ones are saying, hey, come on, calm down, fella, take Sunday off, so on like that. And then finally, the Sattvic Puranas are talking about, pure transcendence, eternality, and things like that, and so on. So it's kind of a summary of our what we're dealing with here. It's very elevated. Okay, so now these prayers by Lord Shiva, we're talking about them. They're very, what's the word? Like, Upanishadic. You see, it's talking. What are the three principal energies of Krishna? You got to get this one here. If you haven't got this one, you close the doors and put up in a Baskin Robbins ice cream store here or something instead. Yeah. Okay, Sanskrit? Huh? Okay. Antarastrika? Huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Baharanga Shakti, Tatasta Shakti, and Antaranga Shakti. Antarastrika Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha. Like that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Or Haladini is also like that, so on, yeah. So in these prayers of Lord Shiva today, you see he's simply talking about the marginal potency, which is us, like that, and the internal potency. In Hamlet, which of course may be the most famous thing in the English language, and Prabhupada said you can teach Shakespeare in the Gurukula, like that and so on. So Hamlet's talking about the soul. It's very ontological, and he says like in thought and these kind of things we're like angels, but in action we're like the body and we're gross. So he recognizes as we have this marginal nature, we can get involved in both things like that. It's like tatasta means like on the ocean. There's the ocean, right? Then there's the land, but there's a section in between where the waves keep coming back and forth. So that's what tatasta means. It's the area in between. So that's us, in case you haven't figured it out so far. Like that. So Lord Shiva's prayers are going to be all about this. Now, what is Govardhan? Govardhan is part of the Bahiranga Shakti or the Tatastha Shakti? All this whole festival is about the Antaranga Shakti, and so it don't even show up today in the purport, pretty much. But this is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is looking at things from his point of view, which is like a little bit above the material world, but not quite in the spiritual world, and so on. So it's very good, because maybe maybe we've had an experience of the spiritual world, okay, but we're still like 87%, on the gross world. We still have to stop smoking marijuana and going to the nightclub with Maria and Juana on Friday, and it's like, but we know I want to get free from this stuff, but I'm still conditioned. Okay, so then it's good to hear these prayers by Lord Shiva and this kind of stuff, and these touch us. We got to take our medicine at our level, but a little bit this higher stuff. Prabhupada says if we only focus on the internal potency, we'll become sahajas. Right? And if we only focus on the external thing, how bad it is, the material world, we'll all become mayavadis. So we want to become sahajavadis. Yes, sahajavadis. Upanishad says the same thing. You have to understand, always understand. Don't give up hearing about how bad the material world is and what it actually is like that, understanding it. And that will give you the perspective to see the spiritual world as spiritual. Okay. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the living entities are representations of the Supreme Personalities of Godhead's marginal potency, whereas the various bodies accepted by the living entities are products of the material energy. Okay. Thus, the body is considered material, and the soul is considered spiritual. The origin of them both, however, is the same. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does Godhead mean? In the Krishna book, Prabhupada says, if you know what we mean by Godhead, you'll understand. But I guess suspect nobody knows what the word Godhead means. For 20,000 monkey points. Huh? No? Yeah. If you look in the dictionary, which Prabhupada is, a lot of Prabhupada's theological education, Bhaktisiddhanta, is coming from the British. You find Aristotle and everybody else. The word Godhead exists, usually means in Christian tradition, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. So this is the Godhead. It comes from the word Godhood, like we say womanhood, manhood, childhood, godhood. Okay, yeah? It means like the quality, the group, the category. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhood. We also are personalities of Godhood, like that. We have 3 personalities of womanhood here, right? Yes, okay. But which one is the Supreme Personality of womanhood? Yeah. What do we got? This is the Godhead, Krishna, Balaram, Mahavishnu, Radharani, and us, like that. Narada Muni, okay? Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas. Yeah, and that's everything, the five category. But the Supreme Personality is Krishna. Or also you can say Jehovah, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Ave Maria. Yeah, she's the compassionate and feminine nature. Oh Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners at the time of death. Yeah, okay, yeah. And finally then, what we got here? Who represents the Jiva souls in Christian church? Who does it? Huh? Yeah, St. Paul. I would say St. Francis. Yeah. Okay, but it's the same conception. It's the same reality, like that. Okay, so we got here that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord explains in the Bhagavad Gita, 7:4 through 5. Bhumir apo nalo vayu kamano buddhareva cha ahankara iti ame bina prakritirashtada apareyam itastwamyam prakritim vidi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam daryate jagat. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, which is space, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these are my 8 separated energies. There is energies, but they're separated. Okay? But besides this inferior nature of mine, O mighty Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. Like that. Thus, both matter and the living entities are manifestations of energy of the Supreme Lord. Okay. Since the energy and the energetic are not different, since the material and marginal energies are both energies of the Supreme Energetic, the Supreme Lord, ultimately, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is everything. Right? Yeah? Yeah. The light is the light bulb. Yeah, this is the difficulty we're trying to deal with. Is, can you separate the light from the light bulb? Take it over here, over there. No. Yeah. Okay. It's a very fundamental point. Yeah. Okay, where is it? In this regard, the example may be given of, you can give this example, okay, right? We're talking to people. In this regard, the example may be given of gold that has not been molded and gold that has been molded into various ornaments. A gold earring and the gold in a mine are different only as cause and effect. Otherwise, they are the same. The Vedanta Sutra describes that Brahman is the cause of everything. Janmadiyasya yataha. Everything is born of the Supreme Brahman, from which everything emanates as different energies. None of these energies, therefore, should be considered false. This is kind of the main point here, the big problem. Yeah. The Mayavadis differentiate between Brahman and Maya. And the Mayavadis' differentiation between Brahman and Maya is only due to ignorance. Okay, now, Srimad Vira Raghava, Vira. Yeah, Raghava is a name for Ram. He comes from the Raghu dynasty, and Vira means tough, like that. So it's a name for Ram. Srimad Vira Raghava Acharya, in his Bhagavata Chandrika, that must be his commentary, describes the Vaishnava philosophy as follows. The cosmic manifestation is described as Sat and Asat, as Chit and Achit. Matter is Achit, and the living force is Chit. But their origin is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's saying the same thing. In whom there is no difference between matter and spirit. According to this conception, the cosmic manifestation consists of both matter and spirit, is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so don't kick anything. Don't curse anything. Don't neglect anything. Yeah. Have you noticed this? As you start becoming more spiritually advanced, you start paying your obeisances to everything. You don't know why all of a sudden you're like, just kind of like some building or something or some river. No, I haven't noticed that yet. It happens, Maybe I'm going crazy, but why? Because you start to appreciate some building is, wow, nice building. Yeah. I really see my consciousness. I don't see matter the same way I used to see matter anymore. I just, I don't see it that way, Okay, yeah. This cosmic manifestation is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although it appears different from Him. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord says, who knows that? 9.4, one of the most important verses. Maya tatam. How many people here are studying? How many people here have their Bhakti Shastri degree? Yeah, okay. You should know this verse, huh? Yeah. If you just review the verses, if you use the Upadeshamrita as a Vaishnava verse book, you have a fantastic collection. It's super essential. You can't beat it. Just use all the verses in Upadeshamrita, follow them. You go from from Bhakti Shastri to Bhakti Vedanta Sarvabhauma. Nice collection like that. This verse is there. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta mortena mastani sarvabhutani nachaham tesvabhasitaha. Yeah. Maya tatam idam sarvam. By me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Yeah. Thus, although someone may say that the Supreme Person is different from the cosmic manifestation, actually he is not. The Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam. In my impersonal feature, I am spread throughout the world. Therefore, this world is not different from him. The difference is a difference in names. For example, whether we speak of gold earrings, gold bangles, or gold necklaces, ultimately they are all gold. In a similar way, all the different manifestations of matter and spirit are ultimately one in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's tough to understand from his point of view. Ekam eva dvitiyam Brahma. This is the Vedic version, Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1. There is oneness because everything emanates from the Supreme Brahman. The example already given is that there is no difference between a golden earring and the gold mine as it is. The Vaisheshika philosophers, however, because of their Mayavad conception, create differences. They say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mitya. Mitya? Mitya? Myth? Like that. Brahman is truth. Brahman Satya. Jagan Mithya. Right? Yeah, Brahman is truth and the material world is false. Right? I guess this is their invention, not in the Vedas. Maybe it's in the Vedas someplace. The absolute truth is real and the cosmic manifestation is false. Okay? But why should the Jagat be considered Mithya? The Jagat is an emanation from Brahman. Therefore, the Jagat is also truth. Okay? When you go out to distribute books, you can tell people this. Hey, did you know that this material world is not false? Well, actually, I was thinking about it today when I was reading Spinoza. Yeah. Again, this is the 8th canto. Don't expect something like, prasadam tastes good, like that. Yeah. Vaishnavas, therefore, do not consider the Jagat to be mithya. Rather, they regard everything as reality in connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, here's a tricky thing coming in here, so watch this now, like that. At no time do my hands leave my body by more than 6 inches. Okay, now hang on. Anasaktasya vishayan yatarham upayunjata nirbanda Krishna sambande yukta vairagya uchate. This is also in Upadeshamrita. And this is very essential. Nirbanda Krishna sambande yukta vairagya uchate. Vairagya means to give up. Big thing. In Vedas there's 2 things, vairagya and jnana. Wisdom and renunciation. Practically speaking, almost all morality is renunciation. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't be lascivious. Yeah. Another thing is developing wisdom. So basically, wisdom and morality. It covers a lot of higher knowledge. Okay. So Nirbanda, this is our philosophy. Okay. Then it goes on. This is a nectar of devotion. Prapanchikataya budhya Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha Mumukshubhi Pradityago Vairagyam Falgun Kaitayate. Rupa Goswami is saying in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1, 2, 255 and 256, things should be accepted for the Lord's service and not for one's personal sense gratification. Yeah. If one accepts something without attachment, and accepts it because it is related to Krishna, one's renunciation is called yuktam vairagya. Whatever is favorable for the rendering of service to the Lord should be accepted and should not be rejected as a material thing. That's the whole thing here, right? The Jagat should not be rejected as mithya. It is truth, and the truth is realized when everything is engaged in the service of the Lord. And that's the trick. And then we can realize that this is actually spiritual. A flower accepted for one's sense gratification is material, but when the same flower is offered to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, by a devotee, it is spiritual. Yes. Okay, let's go on here. We got flowers. We spiritualize the flowers. Food taken and cooked for oneself is material, but food cooked for the Supreme Lord is spiritual prasad. This is a question of realization. There's the thing. Upadeshamrita, somebody says the same thing. It's actually text number 3, Utsahan Nischayad Daryat. And Prabhupada's talking about what is enthusiasm. He said enthusiasm means to be able to see how everything is related to Krishna. Maya tatami dam sarvam. Then you see all my desires and everything else. I see how they're connected to Krishna. And I got to change it a little bit or adjust it. But now it's okay, right? If you come to Krishna consciousness with 25 zeros, you're better off than if you come with 1 zero. Because it's all zero. But the guy with 25 zeros, when he puts the 1 in front, is doing a lot better than the guy with 1 zero, puts the 1 in front. Yeah. So if you come into Krishna consciousness with more desires, more Maya, great. You can be better off. Of course, you can add zeros afterwards, I guess, or other numbers. You can add 9s afterwards. Okay, so it's a question of realization. Prabhupada says the same thing. Because in the beginning, we can't realize it. So how do we realize it? That's an Upadeshamrita. You know Upadeshamrita, first time through. Prabhupada says Bhakti Vaibhava means the first 6 cantos and the previous books. So each one we go through the books again. Bhagavad Gita first time, Bhagavad Gita second time, like that. Upadeshamrita, like that. So Prabhupada says we realize it by hearing from self-realized souls, devotees who know how to use things like that and stuff. Spiritual master, acharya, like that. So then we become enthusiastic about things. Okay? This is a question of realization. Actually, everything is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore everything is spiritual. But those who are not advanced in proper knowledge make distinctions between the interactions of the 3 modes of material nature, right? Don't go there, Prabhu, it's Maya. So on, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj from Manipur. So they have very, very beautiful dances there. The Manipuri dancers are like incredible. They're following Narottam's thing like that. The girls start to learn how to dance Ras Leela from 5 years old, like this big. They're all dressed up in little costumes like that, gopi dresses. It's really incredible, And they're into it. They're just attached, And the boys start learning how to play the drum, like that. Kirti, one of Maharaj's disciples who was traveling with us, he said it would take him about 50 years to learn everything his teacher could teach him in terms of how to play the drum. They memorized like 6-hour-long Ras Leela. The Ras Leela maybe it goes for 6 hours, and every single drum stroke is written down. And they'll open it up somewhere and go, and the guy has to come back and tell them. For them, it's just like talking, Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, they practice in their sleep. I remember we were driving with them across country. They'll be sleeping and they'll be sitting there, Yeah, and this is a different world. Can you all 3 of you drive cars? No? Yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, okay, foreigner. Yeah. In Manipur, almost no girl can drive a car, but every single one can dance 6 hours of Ras Leela, like that and stuff. Yeah, they start at 5 years old. We went to one big performance. They had little girls, bigger girls, and one of the little girls could not keep up, so she was by the side just crying, because the form is Radha and Krishna. The form is out of brass, painted, or actors making the form. Prabhupada says the form is Radha and Krishna. So if you're sincere and you're performing this Ras Leela, Krishna will manifest through you. Radharani will come through you, and you experience. That's why we do it. Singing, dancing. Lord Chaitanya was always dancing, right? He would always dance out the meaning of the song. You see that again and again. He would be dancing out the meaning of the song, so on. So this is our yoga. When you come to that level, Krishna and Radha, they come through you and stuff, and you can experience this. So obviously you get a real attachment to it, like that. you know. So her father calmed her down and said, okay, just watch this year. Next year you can dance like that and so on. So she's a little calm then. But just incredible that you go there. When I went to Manipur, it was just incredible. I was one of the first people to go there since the British Raj. You know, I went for Gaur Purnima. So Gaur Purnima lasts for like 1 week, right? And people, every different Laikai village, they make up a new Gaur Lila thing and based on Shastras, and they go to all the other villages, the Laikai districts, and they perform at their temples, and they give them fruit and they watch it. And so it's a whole cultural thing of exchanging the stuff and competing and stuff like that and so on. So our ISKCON temple was also going around. And the system there is that everybody gets big donation on Gaur Purnima and big donation on Janmashtami. Okay. So we were going to all of our constituency with the Kirtan party. You come in, there's the house on 3 sides, a courtyard. On the opposite side, there's a little raised platform with a roof over it to sit and watch the Kirtan. You know, every house is designed with this little patio for Kirtan. Yeah. And there's like nice tulsi plant there. So you have it all cleaned up, decorated. We go in, perform, and you know, Hare Krishna, maybe about 10-minute kirtan. And then they have fruit all cut and stacked up like that. So we take some fruit. While we're taking fruit, the president and stuff will be over, you know, taking the check, giving the gift and stuff. Okay, next place. We had a list like that. We were going around. So we would do maybe like, you know, 25 houses in the morning and 25 houses in the afternoon. You come in, do a fired up kirtan for 10, 15 minutes, take some fruit, next place, fired up kirtan. It was like a whole program, you know. And we got back to the temple, and I was the only, you know, Western guy there, only white guy in the whole place. Everybody else was there. And Manipuris eat rice, right? You know. So they were trying to cook chapatis for me, roti, and this lady could not cook chapatis if her life depended on it. They come out looking kind of like shoe leather with a kind of strange shape, you know. Yeah. And nobody spoke my language, you know. And again, you know, we're doing like, you know, 18 hours of kirtan every day, one day after another. So I was sleeping in the library, and the library was all locked up. There was only one book out, and that was The World's Greatest Travel Accidents. The world's greatest. So every night before I take rest and read about the 2 747s that hit each other on the runway and where was it, in Spain, and cooked like, you know, 800 people to death in 15 minutes, and you know, it's like, then I go to sleep, you know. So on. But it's an incredible place because everybody's singing, dancing, you know. Here, if there's no money, they cut out the music budget first in school, right? Then they cut out the art budget and like that, you know. Then the social sciences. The last thing to go is the science budget. In Manipur, the first thing to go is the science budget. The last thing to go is the music budget. Yeah, it's a whole different world. And very, very good artists. Their style is realism. Jagannath Puri is, you know, iconographic, but they do realism like that and stuff. So very incredible place. It's a high culture. So when I was leaving to come back to Calcutta, in every house in the courtyard there's a hand loom, like, you know, like this big, and they make their own cloth there. The kids are playing, the ladies, they make patterns and stuff. So I was leaving to come back to Calcutta, and everybody was coming and giving me gifts. And so I had this whole big bag of like new, handmade, you know, woolen shutters and all this kind of stuff and so on. And I was thinking, my God, I got to go back down, you know, to the industrial society, and I'm going to go crazy. Because everything is personal. Everybody's wearing stuff made by your sister or your mother or your grandmother. You know, it's a real, you know, different world. Mars said when he grew up, in the morning, it was one radio station. So basically what it is, you get up, you don't go out, you know, in the dark because there's cobras and tigers. There was a tiger eating people out there, so you don't go out at night, like, you know, so there's enough light, you know, to see the you know, the yellow and black stripes and stuff from a distance, you know. So anyway, the tiger was killing people, so he called the king, and after the king came, and she was hanging out in the swamp. So he built a palisade around the swamp, set the swamp on fire. She had to come out. Then there's a whole kind of way they have for fighting with tigers. 2 guys on armored horses like come at the side and force her to come right at the king. And basically what you got one chance to go right down the throat and get the heart. If you don't do that, then the tiger gets you. Okay, so this is a real king, you know. And these guys are, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger type guys, or Kshatriyas. So he got the tiger, and then they had to take it back, and somebody who's quitting his Kshatriya life, at the end of it, he gets to break the backbone like that with his fist. Yeah. Then cook the tiger and eat it. You deserve it. You can. Well, our philosophy, you can eat meat, if you kill it in a fair fight. You want to go out and kill the bull in a fair fight, okay, like that stuff, and you can eat it. Otherwise, he'll eat you, like that. Yeah, okay. This is for Kshatriyas, okay, all right, yeah. So that's Manipur. I guess Maharaj was there maybe about like 1942 or something. She said when he would wake up, it's a valley up in the Himalaya mountains, and there's maybe about 3,000 feet. It's a valley. So that the sun would be burning off the mist and stuff, and everybody would be coming out when the light's coming and taking their baths and stuff and ready to cook. They cook once like 10 o'clock and once like 4 o'clock or something, And so everybody in the whole valley would be tuned to this one radio station, which is a Manipuri station, and they would broadcast Chaitanya Charitamrita, singing it with music like that. So the entire valley is like Chaitanya Charitamrita, playing and stuff like that, Yeah. And 13 major festivals a year. Every single one of them is a Vaishnava festival, like that, and so on. So it's just after that is just you come to the West, it's like crazy, crazy like that, and so on. So anyway, this is using everything for Krishna's service. Okay, we got here. This is a question of realization. Okay, actually, everything is given by the Supreme Lord. Everything is spiritual, but those who are not advanced in proper knowledge make distinctions because of the interactions of the three modes of nature. In this regard, Srila Jiva Goswami says, so we had three commentaries here, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Shri Veera Raghava Goswami, and now Jiva Goswami. And usually Prabhupada kind of summarizes it. So Prabhupada's really putting it into these purports and stuff, because for us it seems like way in the sky, but if you're actually, know how reality is functioning, it's very important to get these things hammered down. This comes down then like that. Srila Jiva Goswami says that although the sun is the only light, the sunshine, which is exhibited in 7 colors, and the darkness, which is the absence of sunshine, are not different from the sun. For without the existence of the sun, such differentiations cannot exist. There may be varied nomenclature because of different conditions, but they are all the sun. The Puranas say, therefore, Ekadesha Stitasya Ganer Jyochna Vishtarini Cha Ita Parasya Brahmana Saktis Tatedam Akilam Jagat. Just as the illumination of a fire, which is situated in one place, is spread all over, the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Para Brahman, are spread all over the universe. Parashya Brahmana. Vishnu Purana 122:53. Materially, we can directly perceive the sunshine spreading itself according to different names and activities, but ultimately the sunshine is one. Where do you see the sunshine in this room? Is this part of the energy of the sunshine? Where does this come from? This comes from a tree. What is a tree made of? Yeah, sunshine, earth, water. That's about it. 3 things. Yeah, and the seeds and stuff too. The seed pulls it all out of the earth. Seed pull out of the the seed pulls out of the earth. The tree. It's there, but the seed just takes it, puts it together. So air, sunshine, and earth. Yeah. So, yeah. So you see, that's how the consciousness would develop, and we begin to realize. You start thinking like this and applying it again and again. You begin to realize, wow, that that sunshine is everywhere, like that. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. That song. What's his name? John Denver. John Denver. He's a nice guy. These songs. Yeah. He from the very beginning he really liked pantheistic things. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one, his super song. He left his body. He was a Gandharva. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water is so lovely. Sunshine almost always gets me high. He sings a little better than I do. But you see, why everyone loves the song? Why? Because it's about Krishna. Krishna says, I am the light of the sun. Yeah. So you see that as a devotee, you can appreciate it. He said from the very beginning he appreciated nature, and so he's he's a pantheistic guy. He was a Gandharva, I think, and he died in an airplane accident, cursed to, so on. Sunshine. He also says one about Virginia, West Virginia. You can really match that with New Vrindavan. You can match country roads, take me home. Back to New Vrindavan. Yeah. The other one, though, Sunshine. I forgot what it is. One more thing. Oh, yeah. He was doing a big concert program, and right in the middle of it, he stopped the thing and just recited the entire Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven. And all the producers are thinking, oh my God, that's horrible. But after he said it, the entire audience just broke into cheers like that and stuff, praising that, wow, stuff like so. The last thing he did before he died was a Christmas carol. Okay. Yeah, John Denver. Now we can all listen to John Denver songs. Yeah. Materially, we can directly perceive the sunshine spreading itself according to different names and activities. Here, the sunshine is known as wood. But ultimately, the sun is one. Chemrali sarvam kalavidam brahma. Everything is an expansion of the Supreme Brahman. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is everything, and He is one without differentiation. There is no existence separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. But it has different names, different categories, and they have different relationships eternally. Here it's emphasizing the oneness, but other places will be talking about how the fact that it's not all one in the sense that there's no differentiation. It's a very, what is Shankara's philosophy? Shankaracharya. Yeah? Advaita, non-dual, right? And then we have Ramanujacharya and then Madhvacharya with Dvaita, Vashishta Dvaita, Shuddha Dvaita, Dvaita Dvaita. And the Christian church has the same thing. In the Bible it says, I and the Father are one. Now what does that mean? I and the Father are one. Right? Does that mean that Jesus Christ is God? Or does it mean that they are one in character and purpose? Big argument in the Catholic Church. Wars over this. The actual Greek is homoounkliai, but you can also say homoounklias. Homoounklias means we are one in one sense, and homoounkliai means we're one in the other sense. So you have a big battle over this, And so finally they decided, okay, whatever the scriptures say, we're not going to change it, whatever it is. So it was homoounkliai, and so that's where we get the phrase in English, don't change what I've written one iota. Yeah, don't change it one iota. We're not going to change the scriptures even one I like that, and so on. So they have their determination, their parampara, and so on. Yeah. So very fundamental points, and as we begin to appreciate them, we begin to appreciate, this is the basis of everything, our whole culture then. The 4 verses when Brahma is being taught by Krishna, it's the same thing. Ahame vasame bagre nanyad sada sat param pashyam tasharyam etasya vishishetasom smiyaham. Most of it. Yeah. Oh, you should know that it was I who existed before the creation, O Brahma. Everything you see now is I, and after everything is gone, it will also be me. Next one then. Just as the elements enter into the material creation and don't enter in, the same way I enter into this world and don't enter in. I have a big ball of yarn, right? I sit here knitting away. Then after some time I have a sweater, okay? Has the yarn ceased to exist? Yeah, it's still there. It's all it is yarn. Yeah, but now it's in a certain functional form. If you look at it down the yarn, you'll just see the same thing. Now I start to pull, what do I get? Yeah, so it was the yarn that existed before, it's the yarn that exists now, and when it's all disassembled, it'll be the yarn that exists then. Do you understand, grasshopper? No. So what do you see around you? Huh? Yarn. Wool. Yeah, that's the whole point. All of this is just Krishna. Right? Yeah. Then at that point, what is there to be afraid of? The Upanishad says, when you understand this, you won't be greedy. You won't be greedy for anything. You won't be afraid of anything. Like that. Yeah, because everything is Krishna. Yeah, you go out and distribute books. No fear or anxiety. Because Krishna isn't this guy's heart. He can make the guy just go, huh, and walk away. Oh, I don't understand. Yeah, whatever he wants to do. Yeah. So of course this is kind of the basis in 4 verses. Brahma was a smart guy, really intelligent guy, Brahma. So in 4 verses, his whole class was over. Oh, I got it. Yeah, thanks. Okay. It's always the same thing. Somebody has a problem. You find the same thing. Somebody's got a problem. Krishna sends guru, or he comes himself. We got here. Okay. Yeah. And then he answers questions. Is there any questions? He explains the philosophy. What is the spiritual world? Who are we? What is this world? How do you get out of it? Any questions? No. Okay. Our questions? Okay. Then, now you go and explain it to other people. That's the Srimad Bhagavatam formula. Somebody's got a problem. Guru comes. They explain this world. Any questions? No more questions. Now you go and tell other people. It's just as you've understood it. Sutta Goswami, the sages are asking him questions, they're asking more questions, so he says, oh boy, and what is it? Tatamidam, what is that? It's a very nice phrase. Yeah, yatam. I shall now try to make you understand it as I understood it. Yeah, okay, it's very nice. And this is the Puranas. The Vedas, they just try to communicate an exact thing. So you got to pronounce it completely perfectly. They learn how to pronounce it forward. They learn how to pronounce it backwards. They learn how to pronounce every other syllable. And like this, you're not going to make a mistake. 6,000 people sit together every 10 years and chant the whole thing. Hey, nobody's going to, everyone's not going to make the same mistake. 6,000 guys at the same time. This is why UNESCO calls this an inheritance of a heritage of human life, of human civilization. It's been declared a UNESCO human heritage, the Vedas and their chanting. Because this is the same thing that's been going on since it began, like that. And some people, they memorize. They don't know what it means, but they memorize the actual content. Now, the Puranas are different. The Puranas, yatadidah, yataditam, yatamati, yataditam, yatamati. You asked me what he said, so I'm not going to repeat it like a parrot. I'm going to try to make you understand it as I understood it. You see, that's what the Puranas are. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go out and make people understand. We're trying to understand it, then go out. So sometimes Sukadeva Goswami will add more stories. Sometimes he'll take things out because you're looking at the audience and you're seeing they haven't quite got it. I better add a little more background here. So the Puranas they're changing like that. They're concerned with communicating the bhava, whereas the Vedas are concerned with communicating the exact text like that and stuff. Yeah? You got that? No? So when you go out, you have to explain it to people in such a way that they understand it. We're concerned with the experience, and the experience is Achinta Veda Vedatapa. That God is not different from His creation everywhere He is, like that. If you're just going to appreciate that, then what more do you need? You can pray to Him, you're in contact with Him, everything else, and automatically everything else follows. One girl came into the San Francisco temple, 455 Valencia Street, knocking, as Brahmachari let her in. She was taking some prasadam, and she said she'd been there with Prabhupada, in the original temple and in the courtyard. And she asked Prabhupada, she said, Prabhupada, what does it mean when it says that a pure devotee sees Krishna everywhere? So Prabhupada picked up his glasses and said, whose glasses are these? She said, oh, they're yours, Prabhupada. He said, at least that we see, so a pure devotee sees everything belongs to Krishna and how it's useful for Krishna, like that. Yeah? We asked this before. We're all attracted to the opposite sex. We've already, sometimes we're not. We have some stimulation, we're attracted, okay, okay. But then, if you're a male body, you're thinking, oh, what a beautiful girl. I should take her to see Krishna. Krishna likes beautiful girls. Okay, so, yeah. We were doing a Rath Yatra in Argentina. And what they do is they have a cart, maybe about like 8 feet, maybe 9 feet tall, 8, 10 feet tall, little cart, 8 feet tall, not too big. And it's part of the flower festival. And for maybe like 2 weeks, they have this big hall. It's filled full of all kinds of flower arrangements and competitions and bonsai plants. At one point, they have these floats. Everybody can decorate these cars and stuff, and have these parades. So devotees enter the Rath Yatra, and they're with the thing with flowers and stuff, And so, but the deal is that there are these girls competing to be, the flower queen, and they're all in like these cocktail dresses and stuff like that, wraps and stuff, But if you're gonna have a float, you have to have 2 girls on your cart. Okay, so these 2 girls sitting there like that in the cart, and they got into it, like they started waving and we're chanting. The brahmacharyas are pulling the carts, pulling these girls like that, So, but they really kind of got into this at heart. They just got into this somehow or other, and Jagannath is behind them and stuff, So then they became like just 2 apsaras. And that's what the apsaras are. They're like these very, sexy girls and stuff, but very elevated, just part of this Indra's court and stuff, But they really got into it like stuff, and they're like, we're here with Jagannath and everything else, and waving and so on like that and stuff. So looking at them, okay, it seems like, and look at their Jagannath. And Lord Jagannath had this big smile on his face, like looking at the girls like that stuff, Oh, what kind of God am I worshiping like that, Okay, yeah. So yeah, then sexual attraction becomes very natural, But the thing is, we're not, Radha and Krishna. We're best supporting actor, best script, best lighting, right? Best, whatever, But every year the best actor and actress are always the same, Radha and Krishna, But yeah, we can fit in like that. Do so many things in the drama, unlimited like that and stuff. Then we feel happy, in that position. The gopis enjoy more than Radha and Krishna enjoy, when they're helping them come together like that and so on. Yes. Okay. Is that enough happiness for you? So. One more purport, I won't go into it, but Light of the Bhagavat. It's the same philosophy again and again. Text number, I won't do it. But if you have Light of the Bhagavat, everybody should have Light of the Bhagavat. Verse number 28. The beautiful scenery after the rainy season was attractive to the eyes of everyone, including Sri Krishna, the cause of all causes. Prabhupada says, we should always appreciate the creative energy of the Supreme Lord. Beautiful nature, even though material and therefore temporary, is always full of the glories of the creators. And Prabhupada says the material world is simply a replica of Vaikuntha. So you can live here like you're playing with dolls and that kind of stuff, and just, have a good time like that. And use it for preaching. Use it for understand how the spiritual world is and become purified like that and so on. So very, very nice purport. So any questions, comments, complaints, donations? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes.
We say the I and the Father are one. So we were taught that to relieve people of that confusion, they would say we're one in quality but not in quantity. So that kind of covers a lot of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But also Krishna has special qualities that we don't have too.
Right.
It's a very basic thing. It's when actually I was here in Chicago when I was at the university. There was this drama going on it was black drama. It was said, honey, your arms are too short to box with God. So it's like, you got arms and stuff. Okay, yeah.
So they say we have 78 qualities of Krishna?
78%.
Yeah.
Krishna has 64 qualities.
Right.
We can have 50 of those. So 50 is 78% of 64.
And then Lord Shiva has a little more.
And
Brahma.
Vishnu Tattva, something.
Yeah.
Krishna has 4. Exceptional flute player, amazing childhood pastimes, fantastic devotees, and something else. Mm-hmm. Really good smile.
And then Narayan has...
like 90% or something. He has like 60 out of 60. He has
and
64.
That's all delineated in the...
Instructions to Sanatana Goswami.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Sanatana Shiksha.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so much. Yeah. Okay. We're late for prasad.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the class, Maharaj. You mentioned that everything, Krishna is the sun, and even that wood is made of sunlight.
Yes.
And when you said that, I was thinking of the other day in the interfaith dialogue. The other day in the interfaith dialogue, you mentioned that even like we're not really seeing the objects, we're seeing the light. And I found that very interesting, relating it to what you were saying earlier about even wood and most things, they have the light in them for them to grow.
Even from artistic perspective, everything else, as you start to, you see it's the same thing again and again. It's a spiral. Same idea, but it's different perspectives, and it touches different people. So you go on like that, and you start to see the world differently. It's not the same world. And then you can, of course, express that in art, music, poetry, dance. And everybody's different. Somebody in their media is painting, somebody in their media is music, somebody in their media is something else. Like we're saying, Clint Eastwood, right? Remember? Clint Eastwood said, "I don't talk much, but when I talk, my pistol speaks for me." Okay, so he's got his media of communicating, like that, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Giriraj Maharaj ki jai.
Tonight,